Yo guys, what is up? It is your boy Snoot back with some new loot, and today we're taking a look at the Shadow Kinesis mount, which comes with a horse, mount armor, and 2 trophies, and that will cost you $25. Let's start with the flavor text. Stalk the lands of century at the speed of darkness, on the steed born of shadow itself. Now let's look at a slideshow before jumping into the game, since it's easier to show you some things and I can blow these pictures up so we can take a look at the details. Here's one of the trophies. Now look at the detail on this. This is a cracked mirror decorative shield with skulls, and if you take a look at that center one, there's an emblem right at the center of its forehead. This is not the same emblem. Sorry, Mike, I can't get the cursor to display to show you exactly what I'm looking at in OBS. So no cursor there. I wish I could show you. But look at the center of the forehead. That emblem is not the same one as the jewel that you put in your gear. It's a little bit different. And you can see the cracks in that mirror. And if you look at the sides, on the outside of the mirrors, those are actually bones. On the left side at the bottom, you see like the kind of rounded joint where it would fit into the socket of another bone. And on the right-hand side, it's kind of like concave. So yeah, those are bones on the outside. And if we turn that thing to the side, you can see that it's got several layers. There's the back plate, and then there's the decorative surface, which appears to have 2 layers. On the outer layer is that mirror, and you can see some of the shadowy effect issuing forth from the mirror itself. Very nice. And from the other side, you can see the same thing. Again, once again, highly detailed. And if you look at the horse's head, right near the eye socket, you can see like the shadow and the light. Like it's like kind of a ghastly, macabre kind of face here, or it's SCP-1471. If you don't know what that is, just take a look, do an image search for that, and you'll find out. But that's very nice, and there'll be more on that later. There's actually a theme here. Now let's take a look at the other banner. So we're looking at the second banner, the second trophy rather, which is a banner. From the back, I want to return to that because there's a story to tell, and it's a little bit too early to tell that story. If we look at the banner from the side, look at the top left-hand side. That's a skull, and it's wearing a crown of spikes or a crown of thorns. So let's go back. This is the back view of that same skull. So you can see the crown of spikes rising from the back of the banner. It's a very excellent effect once you know what you're looking at. So let's go back here. And let's look at it from the front. Now you can clearly see that that's the skull. You can see the mouth and the eyes. So there's a drapery over the front, but it has so it looks like a veil almost, and shining through with a sinister, shadowy light are the eyes. And the crown is on top, so that's excellent. And of course, let's go back. This is a scythe. So this appears to be designed for the necromancer. Let's take a closer look at that scythe. So up above the haft and to the left, the first third, sorry about that, the first third, you see it's kind of a rough, spiky, engraved, jagged, kind of a menacing look to it. It means business. It's dark and grim, and the business end of the scythe is chipped, so it's showing age and use. And then look at the haft. So the haft kind of has these kind of edges coming off towards the left. But the center, you can see there's like a diamond-shaped hole. I want to draw your attention to that because that's one of the themes of this armor are these diamond-shaped holes. When we jump into the game, I'll have my cursor, but you can already see if you look below the horse's head armor, the chain that's hanging there, draped across there, you've got those diamond-shaped holes. They have spikes on them, and if you look at the horse's near the horse's backside, you have it again over there, and the front legs, below the front legs, and this would be better seen in game. There's chainmail, so the legs of the horse are protected by the chainmail, and this again appears that these diamond-shaped loops. The saddle is ornate. It kind of has like a purple, kind of rusty look going on there, kind of refined, but at the same time like dark and grim and kind of frightening. So let's jump into the game. And here we are. Okay, let's turn this thing around. And you can see my cursor. Let me just make sure that my cursor is displaying. Before I begin pointing things out, sorry about this, technical difficulties. And yeah, I'm sorry about this, guys. I don't want to put a bunch of dead air in the video, but I gotta make sure that you can see my cursor. Oh boy. And there we go. Yep, okay. So you were able to see my cursor all this time. Okay, back to the video. All right, so let's take a look at that diamond motif again. You can see it back here, over here near the head, here in the haft, over here. And if we look at that chainmail at the bottom, there it is again. Very nice. And it brings kind of a unity to that theme throughout the horse. So it appears several times, and it's symmetric in the way, and it's coherent. Looks very good. Now from the front, I really like this. The eyes of the horse are kind of glowing, and there's shadows coming out of it. It almost reminds me of the Banshee Queen set, the effect that the Banshee Queen has. Very nice. And these menacing spikes rising off of the horse's helmet. And also, I'd like to draw your attention to this area right here. So keeping in line with the theme of death and decay, you have the horse's exposed ribs covered by shadow. And let's take a look at the other trophy. Here it is. Much harder to see the fine details when it's not below. You can still see them, but you can't appreciate them in the same way. Unfortunately, there's no way to zoom in. I think that Blizzard really needs to add like kind of a gallery function where you can freely zoom in, and it's something that lets you see it a little bit closer, like the shop view. So it's kind of disappointing that the shop view gives you a better tools to observe and appreciate what you're about to buy than does the end game. And speaking of which, these are art pieces, which is why it's so fun to appreciate them. As one of my subscribers, Benjamin Madsen 358, pointed out, these are art pieces. So I hope that you enjoy these along with me, because there's a lot to appreciate here. Okay, so there's the skull. Now let's have some fun and take this out. But I want to take it out with the banner. Now the goodies that you get, let's start simple. Take a look at what's happening on the ground here. So Path of Exile sells footprints, and Blizzard's like, hold my beer. They're selling hoof prints. Look at that. Who let the hooves out? Hoof, 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 hoof. Who let the hooves out? Hoof, hoof, hoof. So you get these shadowy hoof prints. The charge effect is also cool. Just want to get a right angle here so you can see it. Yeah, you get like those shadowy horse's head. Let's zoom out. How cool is that? Then you've got the trailing shadow effect. Let's get close and do that a second time. Very nice. And you can see I'm showing you this with the Banshee Queen set. As I said before, this is very clearly meant to be to accessorize a Necromancer, but it also goes well with your Banshee Queen Rogue. And you can see that the colors are different. So this is kind of like more of a bluish hue for the horse and a more purpley haze kind of thing going on for the Banshee Queen. But they still synergize quite well. You can never have enough shadow, in my opinion. Okay, guys, so that will be $25, please, if you wish to buy it. So, yeah, that's the Kinesis mount armor set available now. And I will talk to you guys in another video.